Hoshi's last winter.
Hoshi was a thin, golden Shiba Inu with eyes too old for her young face. She had lived most of her life in a cold backyard, tethered to a chain, barked at more than she was ever spoken to, and hit more than she was ever held. Her ribs counted the passing of the days, and her spirit dulled like rusted metal. One stormy night, when the latch on the gate failed and the wind howled loud enough to cover her escape, Hoshi ran. For days, she wandered Tokyo's alleys and underpasses, invisible among the blur of feet and tires. Hunger gnawed at her, people shouted at her. But one night, curled up behind a dumpster, she met someone who didn't yell, just offered a half-eaten onigiri and a soft word. Koko anaoid, kisono, come here, little one. The man's name was Kenji. He had been an engineer once, but the weight of loss, a wife, then a job, then his home had brought him to the streets. Still, he carried himself with quiet dignity and always shared what little he had. Kenji named her Hoshi, which meant star, because she reminded him of something beautiful that still burned, even in the darkest sky. Through bitter winters and scorching summers, they became everything to each other. Kenji would talk to Hoshi like she was human, telling her stories about the sea, his youth, the cherry trees in Ueno Park. Hoshi would rest her head on his lap and listen, eyes closed, heart full. People began to notice them, a homeless man and his graceful dog sitting peacefully in Shibuya, or strolling through back alleys as if they belonged. Some gave food, some gave coins, a few gave kindness. One woman even offered to adopt Hoshi, but Kenji refused. She chose me when no one else would. She is not mine to give away. One afternoon, as Kenji dozed by the riverbank with Hoshi curled at his side, a young man spotted them. His face twisted with disbelief. "That's my dog," he said. The police were called. The microchip confirmed it. Hoshi had once belonged to him before he gave her to his uncle, the man who had beaten her. Kenji begged, "Please, let her stay. She's happy now." But the law had no space for love stories written on sidewalks. Hoshi was taken, leash tight in a stranger's hand. She howled so loudly that people stopped on the street, hearts cracking open like eggs. Kenji waited. Every day, he sat by the river with an old bowl of water and a scrap of cloth she had once slept on. She'd find her way back, he whispered to the wind. Stars always do. Winter came early that year. On the coldest morning, a woman found Kenji slumped by the river, his hands frozen around a photograph of Hoshi drawn in charcoal. He had passed in his sleep, peace in his features, as if he had been dreaming of her. Weeks later, a story broke in the news. A dog had escaped her home, returning daily to the same spot by the river, refusing food, staring out into nothing. It was Hoshi. She waited there for months, thin and silent. Someone finally placed a stone plaque by the river. It read, "For Kenji and Hoshi, proof that love lives longest in those who have the least." And every spring, when the cherry blossoms fall, people say you can hear soft footsteps and a quiet bark, echoing down the river path to lost souls who found each other, walking once again.